Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 837, written by Eedulele, The Secrets of My Supernatural Phone. For the context, my job is to fix lamps, and my current gig is this large warehouse with over 500 lamps to fix. This specific lamp is a LED card type of lamp, and every LED card needs to be removed and changed. It started the first time a few weeks ago, when I started to lose some of my tools and lamp parts, and later found them somewhere in the warehouse, or in my home where I absolutely did not need them, and I wasn't able to travel with my work pants since I always change them in the working area and leave them there. However, this one that occurred a few days ago messed up my brain. I was coming from the local 7-Eleven store because I was on my lunch break and was normally walking from my car to the warehouse. I literally checked my girlfriend's message while walking. Then I opened the warehouse's door and went in. Then I wanted to put my work gloves to my pocket because I was about to go scroll through more of my phone. I had hands full because I had my phone, or so I thought, and food plus drink that I had bought. Then I go to my break room and poof, the phone is not anywhere. I looked the whole route and thought, what the hell, it can't be on the car since I scrolled it on the outside while walking to the warehouse. Then I went to check the car and the phone wasn't there either. I started to panic since I have the newest iPhone and didn't want to lose it since it cost me half of my paycheck. Then, after using my friend's phone to find my iPhone app, it said that my phone doesn't have a location at all. Then I freaked the hell out and told my coworker that we ain't doing anything before we find the phone. Then he started to look for it in our break room. We also do the lamp fixing there, so it's kinda messy because there are so many new and old parts for those lamps. I went back to the car again and somehow found the phone from the spot I looked earlier. I still can't understand how the heck, since I texted my girlfriend on the way to the warehouse and had the phone in my hand while after going in. Scariest part is that the message that I wrote while walking was sent. So how the heck did my phone teleport back to my car? Case notes for file 837, The Secrets of My Supernatural Phone. So yet another expensive item returned. I think we owe a lot of thanks to all these spirits and echoes that seem to be returning objects to us, at least that have significant value. It does seem to be what's happening. The objects are de-rendering from the universe, probably accidentally most of the time, and then reappearing sometimes in the same spot, but I think often not. They're reappearing where they were in time and space when they disappeared or de-rendered. And then these spirits and echoes that maybe are stalking us, I guess, following us, they know who it belongs to and they try to return it. And I think there's even more evidence of this happening because you tried to use your friend's phone to locate yours via the app and it didn't locate it. There was no known phone existing at the time sending a signal. Now, when you did find your phone, it wasn't turned off, it wasn't dead or anything. It really just didn't exist for a certain period of time, and then it reappeared. Extreme evidence of the universe losing cohesion. Hopefully just this one, and hopefully very slowly. Let's hope. Case file number 838, written by Cuddles89. Children react to father that isn't home. About 10 minutes ago, I was in the laundry room folding while my son, 4, and daughter, 23 months, watched Disney in the living room. Our front door is propped open to let fresh air in, but the security door is locked. My husband is at a friend's house getting help with a programming project, and I hear this. 4. Daddy, daddy, daddy. 23 months. Daddy, daddy. Husband's voice. Hey guys, where's mommy? 4. She's doing laundry. Husband. Oh, is she folding clothes? 4. Yeah. My 23-month-old is still saying, Daddy, throughout. I finish what I'm folding and walk into the hall to see if husband wants help with dinner. Here's the thing though, he's not in the house. Okay, so maybe he went back outside to get something else from the car. With the front door propped open, the security system doesn't chime when you go in and out. I look out the door, his car isn't here. Me? Hey, 4, where did Daddy go? 4 scrunches up face and looks confused. Maybe he's at work? Me. Weren't you just talking to him? 4. No. I checked the security camera and it didn't catch anything. I feel like it was either a glitch or a parallel universe bled into this one for a moment, but I know my husband was here. Case notes for file 838. Children react to father that isn't home. Boy, this is a doozy one. I mean, your children don't remember reacting to their father being home, but do you still remember it? So it's not a case of astral projection, which is somewhat common. I've read quite a few stories where a loved one, significant other, friend even, just appears to come home or enter the house, and then apparently they never did, they're still at work or something. But in this case, it's different because the people reacting to it don't remember reacting to it. So it's almost like there was a universal bleed-through effect here. In a different universe, your husband did come home early, your children reacted to that, and you were hearing this, but then when you went to go and check on them, you were no longer receiving stimuli from that universe. You were back in yours. Although again, not back, because I don't think you traveled there, it's just the sensory input. It's like the membranes are very, very thin for a tiny moment, enabling that light and sound wave pressure to travel between universes, so you're receiving that information, but you're not actually there. It's just the universes are maybe almost like tectonic plates crusting against each other, and then as a result, you can get information from that side, and very thinly, and only temporarily, but it does seem to happen quite frequently. Bonus file written by MemphisBassist, White Creatures in the Dead of Night. I have seen hundreds of these things at night in the woods, in the rural areas around Memphis, starting around 2020. They are tall, humanoid creatures with blacked out eyes, and they move slowly and in strange jerky movements. First time I saw them, I was visiting a veteran friend of mine who was down on his luck about midnight of Thanksgiving Day in 2020. He had been living in a run-down camper vehicle at the edge of the woods on his brother's property. Between his camper and the tree line, there was the remains of an old trailer that had been destroyed by a tornado with a streetlight on top of the pole that was used to run electricity to the destroyed mobile home. On the other side of the pole was approximately 15 yards of a field that an old dirt road that split it in half with tall grass and brush at the edge of the far side of the field, after which the tree line started. I thought they were people hiding at first, as they seemed to be grouping more in the darker areas where the light from the pole was not as bright. I asked my friend about them and he shrugged it off and said that they were always there and they didn't bother him. He also told me that no matter what you did, you couldn't get close to one. So being a combat veteran with 2 deployments under his belt and my personal firearm from my vehicle, I attempted to approach these things. As I got closer, I noticed they were solid white creatures with solid black eye sockets that moved in a jerky but very slow manner. There had to be 50 or more in that field, down the dirt road, and at the edge of the tree line and beyond. Determined to let something mess around and find out, I continued to walk towards them, and all of a sudden they all looked at me with black, empty-looking sockets and instantly caused me to feel more fear than I have ever remembered having in my life before. I did not approach them that night. I turned away and got out of the area and took my buddy with me to stay a few days at my place. Since that first time I saw them, I have seen them around a dozen times since. I have since tried to run and catch them and failed because the creature simply disappeared the moment I closed in within 5 to 10 yards and lost direct eye contact for a mere flash. It's like they can phase in and out or something. If you get in close, you can see that the weird jerky movement is parts of them. Arms, legs, heads, disappearing and then reappearing in a different position. I think they disappear anytime they move, so they cannot be seen if they walk. I have pumped 45 5.56mm incendiary rounds from my AR-15 into one without a single shred of evidence of it left behind. These things do make audible noise that can be recorded, but do not show up on video from a cell phone or even on an old analog camcorder with cassette tapes. Animals also see them, however, I have tried to show them to people and only about half of those I have seen them too. I have wondered if I was losing my mind and if anyone else has seen them or tried other experiments with them. I have also searched all over the internet and only found a few cryptid creatures that share 1 or 2 similar things to them, but nothing that was close enough for me to be satisfied. The only thing that was really close was the origin of white zombies, sort of. There have been a few people that have told me about this shape-shifting creature, but they don't change or bleed. They seem to be different sizes, some larger, some smaller, and they group up in what I have come to call family clusters, 4 to 5 of them, usually with 2 taller ones and 1 or 2 smaller ones. Case notes for the bonus file. White creatures in the night. Somewhat strikes me as potentially shadow beings trying to cross over fully, although congregating together is different, so maybe not. Just wild speculation there. Honestly, I've never heard of these kind of white creatures with dead eye sockets, especially grouping together. I've also never heard of white zombies, so that's something to look up. But the fact you describe their limbs as dematerializing in their movements, making them seem jerky, does seem like they're not in cohesion with the universe. They're not exactly ghosts. There's like halfway between ghost and physical form. I don't have much experience dealing with that. This is the first story of its type I've read. And my notes are ending. Kinetic Symphony, signing off. Have a lovely evening, everyone.